Yet at just under 5,900 feet, this mountain, originally referred to as Old Mount Baldy, has over the past century become one of Spokane's most valued natural treasures, due not only to the variety of outdoor recreation it provides, but also to a special bond that has linked the mountain to the community since the early 1900s.
The history is a big piece of the whole mountain, and there's generations of folks that still ski up here whose grandparents or great-grandparents are the ones who donated this property. So definitely it's a great spirit of camaraderie and volunteerism and philanthropy that happens at the mountain up here.
Incredibly, Mount Spokane's history as a ski hill winds all the way back to 1909. Before then, people enjoyed the mountain primarily during the summer months when it was easily accessible. However, that all began to change with the establishment of a handmade wagon road.
The first private ownership of land that I knew of was Francis Cook, and he built a beautiful cabin up here and then a road to the cabin in 1909. And once he established that road, people were able to get up and enjoy the mountain in the wintertime too.
With access to the mountain now year-round, there were many in Spokane, especially within the business community, who wanted a mountain they could claim as their own. In 1912, their efforts led to Old Mount Baldy being officially renamed to Mount Spokane. In 1913, the new name was publicly consecrated with a festive summit ceremony featuring State Governor Marion E. Hay and the first Miss Spokane, Margaret Maudis. Over the course of the next 14 years, Spokane's personal mountain playground would evolve from a county park into one of Washington's largest and inviting state parks in the summer of 1927. By the mid-1930s, thanks to a generous donation of land by W.H. Coles Jr., along with additional property purchased by the Spokane and Selkirk ski clubs, as well as the Spokane Mountaineers, the pace of winter activities on Mount Spokane quickened, leading to the construction of lodges, rope tows, and ski jumping hills.
In the early 1930s, actually starting in 1931, Mount Spokane Ski Club was formed, and back then a lot of the activities and the romanticism about skiing was focused around jumping, and they had some huge jumping competitions, and it would draw thousands of people up to the mountain to watch these ski jumpers, and it was just fantastic to see these guys flying through the air. People hadn't seen that before.
Another welcomed addition to the mountain in the 1930s was the Vista House. Originally built near the summit as a fire lookout, it quickly became, as it is today, a warm-up coffee house for skiers in the winter.
Yeah, the Vista House was built in 1934 by the Civilian Conservation Corps, the CCC, using native rocks and quartz from the area. We use it on weekends and holidays as a warming hut, and you can come in and sit by the fire. We have hot cocoa, and it is a good shelter, and that's what we're in now. It's a beautiful building. It was restored back to somewhat original condition. They did a historic reconstruction on it in 2002.
3 years after building the Vista House, the Civilian Conservation Corps celebrated the completion of another hand-built structure on the mountain. Described as an attractive and functional chateau, the new Mount Spokane Lodge, as expected, helped to draw even more skiers to the slopes, prompting on occasion the need for first aid, and thus the formation of one of the first ski patrols in the nation.
One of the neatest things about Ski Patrol is when it was first established is they were just passionate skiers who wanted to continue the sport and help people out. And in 1938, our Ski Patrol was formed. Most ski areas have a combination of volunteers and paid patrollers, but our patrol is stayed a volunteer patrol because they're highly motivated people. They're real passionate about the sport, and they do an excellent job.
Armed with a new lodge and ski patrol, the Mount Spokane ski area pushed into the 1940s with momentum. However, skiing, like most recreational activities at the time, would become secondary to the war effort. Ironically, World War II, when it finally came to a successful conclusion in 1945, would have a profound and lasting impact on the nation's ski industry.
A lot of the really good skiers joined up in the 10th Mountain Division. And when those folks came back from Europe, they all kind of broke off into their own little areas around the country, and basically the 10th Mountain Division itself started the ski industry in the United States.
Over the course of the last 50 years, the Mount Spokane ski area has seen its share of ups and downs, which by nature is what the ski industry is all about. On the upside, Mount Spokane in 1946 became the first ski area in the world to feature a double chairlift.
Prior to 1946, there was only single chairlift, so you'd ride up by yourself, or there was a rope tow, so that was pretty significant.
The excitement generated by the new chairlift would carry Mount Spokane into the 1950s, a decade that would usher in a new management style for the ski hill, as well as mark the loss of the beloved and freshly renovated Mount Spokane Lodge.
Well, prior to 1951, it was basically just operated by a couple of ski clubs. But in 1951, Al Mettler petitioned the state park to run the first concessionaire within the state park. So he took it over as a profit center and put some money into it. He built a new addition onto the Mount Spokane Lodge. Unfortunately, that same year or before the next season, it burned down and skiers didn't get to enjoy the new lodge.
While the loss of its original lodge was devastating, the Mount Spokane ski area, backed by a tremendous amount of history and unflinching support from the community, would not only recover, but over the years continue to grow and evolve. Today, the Mount Spokane ski area, as it was in the beginning, is once again being operated by a nonprofit organization. Its charge? To oversee a facility that now offers winter enthusiasts not one but 2 lodges, 44 ski runs, 5 chairlifts, day and night skiing, a snowboard park, a tubing hill, and as always, a state-of-the-art ski patrol. Yet for General Manager Brad McQuarrie, there is still more to be done.
You know, having 5 ski areas within the general area, it can be a real challenge. We're constantly trying to change things up, adding new terrain, improving our terrain park and the freestyle terrain. Obviously, being this close to town, you don't have a whole lot of people coming in from out of the area. The folks that come up here have come up many times, and we like to change things up. So every year, despite how much money we have or how challenging of a season the year before was, we always try to do something special every year.